Let's talk about common pitfalls in research aims and objectives. This is part 3. There are so many common mistakes that we always make, and it's very important that we avoid them. And some of these common mistakes that we make is we make the aims and objectives too broad and too vague. Once the objectives are too broad and too vague, then they will confuse you, and also they will make you lose the focus. You don't know what to focus on. So at the end of the day, you end up focusing on this area, then you leave your focus on another area, then you leave focus on another area, because your aims are too broad and they are too vague. So it's very important for you to guide against that. Then the second mistake that we normally make is to make them too narrow or too specific. So if it's a study, you should not make them too narrow, because you end up having to say one or two things, then you are done, and you are expected to write 30,000 words, and after writing 4,000 words, you're done with your study. Then it means that you have made a mistake of making your objectives or your aims too narrow, then too ambitious. It's very important to keep it simple. I always emphasize keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't be too ambitious. Don't try to go out there and achieve what people have not achieved. That is not a good approach. And this is the biggest mistake that most students are making in this era of or digital revolution or digital era, when they're talking of artificial intelligence and the machine learning. And some of the methodology, you wonder how is he going to get this information, because some of the information will be actually protected by patents, so there's no way that you're going to get that information. So try to keep it simple. Don't be too ambitious. Lack of alignment. Align your objective with your aims. That's number one. From your aims, align your objective with your aims. Then from there, align your objectives with your research questions. It's very important for you to do that, because it will help you to make sure that your argument becomes coherent. Then lack of feasibility. Some of the study, you wonder how is the student intend to go and research this study. It's not feasible. It's not doable. So you need to make sure that your objectives, your aims are actually feasible. If you are told to go out there to collect data, to investigate, you'll be able to do that successfully. And then consider ethical consideration, ethical issues. You can't ignore that point. You cannot go and steal data. You cannot collect. You cannot go and collect data in a way that is not ethical. So it's very important for you to think about that, and to make sure that whenever you go out there to collect data, you consider all the ethical issues that involve around that. Otherwise, you won't get permission to go and collect your research. Failing to involve all stakeholders or relevant stakeholders. You are investigating a case, or you are investigating a phenomenon in primary schools, then you go and sample secondary school teachers. That is not going to be actually relevant. You are talking about small scale farmers, and you go and sample commercial farmers. That's not how. Then it means that you have actually involved the wrong participant in your study. So it's very important for you to consider that you are involving the relevant stakeholders in your research aims and your objectives. Thank you.